We are continuing our special broadcast on Budget 2023, and joining us now, another set of newsmakers, Manish Tewari, Congress MP, and also Jayant Sinha BJP MP. Jayant Sinha, Manish Tewari has a concern and he has put out a tweet on that. He says, with government Capex at 10 lakh crores, it is clear that private investment is not happening and cylinders are not firing. What will be your opening remark and your opening comment to Manish Tewari?
No, private sector capex is picking up, as Manish ji may have seen in the economic survey. The chief economic advisor has shown clearly with data that over the last 2 or 3 quarters, private sector capex has quite turned the corner and really picked up. And there are very positive signs as we move forward when it comes to private sector capex. Number one, capacity utilization has gone up, which means that factories have to be built, power plants have to be built because capex is required for high capacity utilization situations. We know that our banks are in very good shape now. NPAs have been reduced, and because of that, credit growth has also picked up quite nicely, quite strongly, and that's doing very well. And of course, because growth continues to be strong for us, we've had a year in which we're going to do 7% growth, and we are likely to do 6.5% growth next year. Because growth is strong, there is plenty of profitable growth for our companies to chase, and those are the reasons why private sector capex will in fact go up.
Okay, Manish Tewari, since you write extensively on issues of national security, the good news certainly is that the defense budget has been hiked by 6%. Education again has gone up by 13%. Health sector has seen a hike of 15% as well. Is that good news that these are areas which were of concern? All opposition leaders had been raising their concerns around it, and the expenditure that has been addressed by the government.
Well, allow me to first elaborate on the tweet which you put as a question to Jayant Sinha ji. The budget estimates for 23-24 peg the size of the union budget at 45 lakh crores. Out of that, the deficit is 17 lakh 85,000 crores. So therefore, 17 lakh 85,000 crores of the budget is unfunded. Now, the government says that they will go out to the market and borrow 11.8 lakh crores. Essentially, what this means is that the room which is available for private sector to really be able to borrow is going to come down substantively for the reason that the Russian-Ukrainian war, the recession that is being experienced in some of the advanced economies, that actually reduces the amount of money available. So therefore, if you want the private sector cylinders to start firing, and this was the original intent of the government when they gave 1,45,000 crores in concessions to corporate India in the budget of 2019-20, that certainly is not happening. And that is the reason why government has decided to increase its capital expenditure to 10 lakh crores, up by 33%. Because essentially there is no private investment happening. And when government decides to put in money into capital expenditure, it comes at the cost of the social sector. And therefore, if you were to look at the various schemes, Manrega allocations are down by 13,000 crores. The National Education Mission is down by 600 crores. The National Health Mission is down by 375 crores. You talked about defense spending going up. And Maria, that's a bit of a chimera for the simple reason that you've had this standoff with China now going back to April 2020. And in terms of capital expenditure as a part of the defense budget, it's only gone up by 10,000 crores from 1,62,000 from 1.52 lakh crores to 1.62 lakh crores. So essentially, the rest of it is all revenue expenditure. And in fact, of course, Jayant is an economist, and I defer to his wisdom because he's also the chair of a finance committee. But in my estimation, the hike in the defense budget barely covers the inflation.
Okay. Jayant Sinha, did you overpromise and underdeliver?
No,
Beg your pardon?
absolutely not. In fact, if this government has shown us one thing over and over again, which is that they underpromise and overdeliver. And you can see that in the numbers for this budget. If you look at revenue collections, we have collected much more than we had promised. If you look at our expenditure in certain areas, we have delivered more than we said we would. So we have absolutely done a superb job in terms of meeting all of our performance goals. And that is why today 11.7 crore households have toilets, 9.6 crore LPG connections have been put out. There are 47.8 crores Jan Dhan accounts. These numbers go on and on because we have been able to deliver against our promises. Now, when we talk about Narega, let's also be clear that Narega spending was very elevated during the COVID pandemic because of the reverse migration. That has come down somewhat as people have come back into the cities once we've got through the COVID pandemic, which I may add is because of the 220 crore worth of vaccinations that we have done. And so we've dealt with COVID, and as that has happened, the migration back into the cities is going on. And of course, as a result of that, Narega payments have automatically come down. However, Narega is a demand-driven program. By law, it's a guarantee program. Anybody that demands Narega work can get Narega work, and if required, of course, the Honorable Finance Minister will move a supplementary demand for grants and ensure that there is more expenditure if it's required for Narega. Now, those are some of the points that Manish had made, but he also spoke about defense spending. Now, as far as defense spending is concerned, we know that there is significant ongoing expenditure, which is, of course, for troops, for maintenance, and so on, and they remain at the levels that they are right now. They've increased somewhat, but it's really the capital expenditure that is gated in some ways by the kinds of large programs that we pursue, and those can't be ramped up and down that easily. And so if the government has increased the capital expenditures by a certain amount, it's because they have taken into account what it is that they can procure from these major acquisition programs that they have, whether it's for an aircraft carrier, for a submarine, whether it's for the Rafale or others. So those are put together in a very thoughtful way by defense procurement. And we should feel very comfortable with these estimates because they represent very thoughtful, very strategic acquisition programs.